Hi everyone, I'm Sophie and welcome to my channel, Sophie Labors Yoga. Today we're going to be focusing in on lower back pain and tightness. So this is a really common problem that can often be due to either a weak core or weak glutes or even prolonged sitting. So if you sit at a desk for your job and you haven't been doing enough sort of stretching and mobility work. So we're going to really work with the breath and the body and really then build that body awareness of the back and of the core. So hopefully you feel a little more ease through the lower back. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe, as you'll see that 2 different types of practices come out every week. And if you find this video useful, I'd love it if you'd share it with a friend or a couple of friends if you think they might benefit from it as well. Now, when you're ready, we will start laying down on the mat. So just laying down, hug the knees in, wrapping the arms around. You can either take the hands just to the back of the legs or the top of the shins and just gently, nice and gently, just draw the knees down. You may start to feel a stretch through the lower back here. And let's just first of all just rock side to side. So just massaging the lower back on the mat. No tension through the head or through the neck. Let's just keep this nice and relaxed. And then from there, bringing the hands to the knees, I just want you to take gentle circles around. So extending the knees a little bit away from you to one side and then back through the center. So just really gentle here, just small circles. And this will be a great practice to return to whenever you have a little bit of back soreness or tightness. I probably recommend doing this one at least once or twice a week, just to keep, it is a practice. Yoga is a practice, and we do need to work our muscles, use our muscles, and take care of them every day. So this will be a good one to return to frequently. Just taking little circles one way and then back the other way. Just a little massage for the lower back. All right, from there, let's place the feet flat on the floor. Just check that your feet are hip width apart. Balls of the feet and the heels are flat on the floor. And you want your pelvis to be in neutral alignment. So we're not rounding through the back, through the spine, or the other way. Think of that nice long spine. Then from there, we're just going to focus in on the breathing first. So bring your hands to the rib cage. On the inhale, feel like the ribs are expanding sideways. So inhale through the nose. And as you exhale back through the nose, the rib cage draws in and the belly lowers down. So we're switching on through our core here. Let's try that again. Inhale. Exhale through the nose, ribs draw back in, core switches on. You don't need to think about pressing the lower back to the mat. More think of belly button pressing to your spine. So you keep that neutral curve in the lower back. You can put your hands underneath here and you'll still have that nice lordotic curve. Let's try that again. Inhale, exhale. Core switching on. One more time. Inhale. You might even want to close your eyes so you can just really focus on the sensations in the body. And exhale. Beautiful. Let's bring the hands to belly and try the same. So keep those the breath and the rib cage expanding. Inhale. Exhale, switching on through the core. This is what protects our lower back. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Hopefully you can start feeling your lower abdominals here working. And again, inhale. Ribs draw back together. Think of a peg, pegging these front ribs together, and core switching on. Beautiful. Okay, next step. From there, we'll inhale. On the exhale, I want you to think of pressing the lower back towards the mat and then just a gentle rock of the pelvis. So it just lifts off slightly. Let's take that again. Inhale. Exhale, core lifts off slightly, lower back presses down. This time, if you think of your pelvis like a clock, so we tilt down to the 6 and then we'll tilt up to the 12. Let's try that again. Down, so on the inhale. Exhale, lower back comes to the mat, lifting off through the pelvis. That's it. And again, inhale. So now we're just getting a little bit more mobility through the spine. Let's try 2 more. Inhale, breath and the movement working together. And exhale, lower back presses towards the mat, arching off through the pelvis. 1 more. Inhale, just a gentle movement, but we're really focusing on that body awareness and the breath working with the body. Okay, building on from there, if you've got that, if that's enough, stay with it. Otherwise, let's just come to a hip bridge. So we're really going to work on rolling up vertebra by vertebra through the spine. We inhale to start in neutral spine, rib cage expands. Exhale, now lower back comes to the mat like we were doing, then bring the mid back off and then come up to the upper back. Palms pressing to the mat here. So when you're here, I want you to switch on through the hamstrings, through the glutes, and you'll feel the lower back working as well. Let's roll back down, vertebra by vertebra, nice and slow. Let's take 3 more. Inhale, exhale, rolling up nice and slowly, really thinking about each vertebra lifting off the mat. Close your eyes if that really helps you to build that body awareness. And then we roll back down. Let's take 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Nice and slow. Stay with me. Even if you don't have a sore or a tight lower back, this is a great exercise for core strengthening, and we could all do with a little bit more awareness of our spine working and taking care of our backs. Let's roll up 1 more time. Inhale here at the top, switching on through the hamstrings, the glutes, nice and strong here. And then we roll back down all the way back through the spine. All right, let's just hug the knees in, give them a little rest. You might have felt that a little bit in your lower back. Just hug them in, maybe a gentle rock side to side. And then we'll just take a gentle twist. So let's just work on a little bit of mobility through the back. Take the knees away from me, knees and ankles together, arms out wide in a T shape. Turn the head if it feels okay good for you. So you turn your head away from your knees. Then from there, what we're going to do is sweep these fingers over, touch them together, and then sweep across the chest and open nice and wide. Hopefully you can feel that beautiful twist there. Let's take it again. Fingertips sweep nice and high, they touch and open. Really opening through the chest here, finding that twist. Let's take that again. Let's take the breath with it. So exhale, fingers close, and then inhale, really opening, expanding across the chest. Last one. Reaching the fingertips high, they touch, and then open, find your twist. Let's just take a couple of breaths here and just settle into the twist. See if you can twist like a corkscrew. All right, coming back through the center. Core switches on to bring the legs back through the center. And then let's bring the knees down, ankles together, take the arms wide, turning the head away from me, and we'll take those arm sweeps once again. So fingertips trace a semicircle through the sky, they touch, and then open nice and wide. That twist feels good for me. I hope it feels good for you too. Reaching high, fingertips touch, open nice and wide. You're always welcome to take a few more. You can always pause the video and take a few more, or hold a little longer if you need. This is really all about taking care of your body for health and longevity. Let's take 1 more. Carving that semicircle through the sky, fingertips touch, open them nice and wide. Let's just take a couple of breaths there, really finding that twist. And then from there, drawing the knees back to the center. Take your hands behind your legs, rock yourself up, core switching on there, and come over to a kneeling position. So let's bring the right leg through and find this kneeling position. If it is better for you, you can always use a block and bring your hand down to a block or 2 blocks if you need. Then from there, we're just going to take some hip circles. So I want you to circle around one way, lifting back. So again, you can always think of it like a clock again. So we're coming through to 12, around to 3, back to 6, and over to 9. This is for the front of our hips, so the muscles at the front of our hips, which are connected to our spine. So they can often get quite tight if we sit down a lot for work. Let's go back the other way. So coming around, really try and come deep into the stretch. Mobility through the hip joints. Keep breathing. All right. And let's just hold there for a moment. So once again, just bringing the hands down. You can always heel toe the foot a little bit wider and bring the hand inside the foot. And just open there through the chest, through the front of the hip. And maybe you'll feel that a little bit through the leg as well. Why not? And as I always say, really send that breath down into the hips, into the hip joints, into the muscles, letting them know it's okay to relax. And then when you're ready, bringing the leg back, let's bring the other leg through. So setting up, I want your foot and your knee in parallel, so hip width apart. Coming up nice and high if that feels good, or if you'd like a little more support, once again, you can bring your hands to the block. Okay, let's take those hip circles. So circling around one way. Finding that 360 degrees. So that full circle all the way around. And back the other way. Stretching out our hip flexors can often help when our lower back starts to feel a little tight. So that's why we're doing this one. All right, and coming through just for the stretch. So you can bring the hand inside the foot, heel toe the foot a little bit wider, and find that stretch through the front of the hip, maybe a little bit into the inner thigh as well. And just check no tension through the upper body. And then from there, let's just take a moment to pull back through child's pose. So bring the toes together, knees can come wide, stretch the arms nice and long, melt the heart through, just feeling that stretch through the whole back of the body. And then we're going to come to ragdoll. So I want you to tuck the toes under here, pressing up. We'll walk to the top of the mat. Feet are hip width apart, and this is less about stretching through the hamstrings and more about lengthening through the back. So options here are either to bring the chest over the thighs with the legs bent, arms either long, or take the back of the elbows and relax the head and neck. Or if that's a little much, just bring the forearms to the knees and relax here. Core is engaged. So we've got our core switched on, so we're protecting through the lower back. And just hold here. Really feel like your spine, your vertebra, are really lengthening away from each other. Deep breaths. If you You can come a little a little further after you've been there a while. You're welcome to, please do. One more breath there. Deep inhale. And a really full exhale. And then from there, finding your way back down to the mat. So you can bring one foot down if that's better for you. Rolling yourself down. And we're going to come to reclined pigeon. Just put my block there. So for reclined pigeon, we flex the foot, cross the ankle over the knee. And you can either reach through to take the back of the thigh or the top of the shin. And if it helps, you can always place a block or a cushion under your head if it's a little much to reach the leg. And then from there, just drawing the knee down, hugging it in. And here we're stretching through our glutes and maybe a little through the lower back. If the glutes get tight, that can often pull on the lower back as well. Just take a couple of breaths here. Once again, relaxing through the upper body, just focusing on the stretch in the lower body. Through this practice and continuing to do this practice, you'll find that sense of body awareness. So you really can feel your muscles working when you do different movements, and also core switching on. So you want to make sure your core switches on not only through yoga, but also through day-to-day life. So like when you're carrying the shopping or holding kids, holding toddlers and babies. Let's swap sides. Cross the foot over, reach through, take the back of the thigh or the top of the shin, draw the knee down. Find that beautiful stretch through the glute, through the hip. Deep breaths. And now for our last stretch, we'll just come to happy baby. So once again, block behind your head if that helps. Otherwise, we want to take the arms behind the knees or hands to the lower legs. Or if you have the range, you can bring your fingers, your peace fingers, to the big toes and draw the knees down towards the armpits. And then from there, we're just going to take a gentle rock side to side. Keep this one nice and relaxed. Gentle massage for the lower back on the mat. From there, instead of taking Shavasana with the legs long, as that can put a little bit much strain on the lower back, we'll take constructive rest pose. So I want your feet about hip width apart. You might want to just draw the toes in a little more. Drop the knees in towards each other and either hands down by your sides, or you can bring the hands to the belly. And let's just focus in on the breath. Staying with that beautiful breath and body awareness. Inhale. And exhale. And just a few more here in your own time. I will leave you here today, but I hope you enjoyed this practice and it can help you a little more with that lower back pain and tightness. If you have any questions, please just let me know and reach out to me in the comments. Namaste.